Hello everyone, I hope you're well and enjoying your favourite fragrances today. And we have a special double opening and testing today, and it's from a fragrance house called Journal, or Journal in English. The first one we'll be opening, well actually we'll see which one we open first, but there's two to open. One is Nang Ram and the other is called Pride. Sawadee from Thailand, and yeah, stumbling through a Chiang Mai shopping mall, I came across a fragrance stall and couldn't resist the opportunity to smell different fragrances. They have some fragrance shops similar to what they have in the UK, though very minimalist in stock, and quite a lot of them are generic designer brands that are easily readily available on many discounters now, and have been for some years. There's nothing much in the way of new releases what I came across in the shops I'd visited. Nearest new release was Gucci Elixir, which I'm not a fan of anyway, so yeah, and the prices are quite significantly more than what we'll pay in the UK. So yeah, this, I've never heard of this house called Journal. I believe they're a Thai fragrance producer. Know nothing about them, just had a smell. I bought two of them. The first one I bought was Nang Ram Parfum, and this was one that I wore on me. Just to get an idea of what it would wear like. It's called Pride, and this is a Parfum concentration. They're both 50 milliliters, and they both retail at 2,600 Thai baht each, with a 5% discount. So it's about 2,480 baht, something around that region. Now, that works out at what, don't quote me on this, depends on the exchange rate as well, so probably looking at about 50-60 pounds for each, for 50 ml of Parfum concentration. So you'd be looking at about 120 mil for 120 English pounds for 100 ml Parfum. So yeah, the first one I bought was this one, Nang Ram, and I just like the fruitiness of this. I don't normally go, the nearest I can describe this for is gourmand, and I don't ordinarily go for overly sweet fragrances. I'm just trying to read there's nothing to suggest what it is. Bear with me. Okay, so a little quick check here, and there's a small article about this fragrance house Journal. The country of origin is Thailand. Journal is a Thai perfume brand born from beliefs, wisdom, culture and stories of Thailand to the unique fragrance of Journal. By choosing essential oil extracted from various plants, fruits, flowers and herbs are harvested at the most suitable time, including the main ingredients from coconut oil, and use alcohol extracted from nature, namely cane sugar, in drinkable quality. Well, if all else fails, you know, like you can have a little snifter, a little drink of it. Journal makes perfume with the process of making water prepared from Thai wisdom by extracting the smell from natural raw materials that take about 3 to 6 months to make the fragrance closest to natural as possible, then combine with the cooking sophisticated modern perfume until it is quality perfume coupled with a natural scent. Designer Journal has 13 perfumes in our fragrance base. Journal is a new fragrance brand. The earliest edition was created in 2018 and the newest in 2021, which I have to add, they have got a newer fragrance which I've purchased that there's not much information on, but we'll come to that in a short while. So this is Nang Ram for women and for men, and the main accords are amber, vanilla, warm, spicy, woody, sweet, cherry, oud, rose, white floral, balsamic. Nam Ram by Journal is a fragrance for women and men. Top note is cherry. Middle notes are jasmine, sambac, and rose. Base notes are frankincense, sandalwood, tonka bean, agarwood, vanilla, and benzoin. There's the note breakdown. Now, what surprised me with this fragrance, and we'll start to open it up now, is how incredibly sweet it was, which surprised me. How I gravitated towards this, because I don't normally like sweet, or I don't mind a bit of sweet, but not overly sweet. However, this one won me over, and I don't know what it was that won me over, and it was very hard to try and decipher. Even though it was sweet, it was fairly complex, and I'm not quick to pick up on the notes on these, so I have to wear it. After wearing it for about 10 minutes, chatting to the lady who was the saleswoman, I guess, shop worker, store worker, I thought that had leaked actually. It's like I don't know if you can make that out. It's a shiny bit. I thought that had leaked, and then upon opening it, it's actually, I believe that's a map of Thailand, is it? Maybe. Well, anyway, that's the box, the cover. Put that over there, and we'll do the big reveal, which is there. Now, there's nothing on the box that suggests what the ingredients are and anything, or its little story, what the story entails around this one, which the lady explained to me. It's, and please correct me if I'm incorrect, Nang Ram apparently is a ghost to do with Thailand, like a story, like a folklore ghost, and this is their limited edition Halloween. They release it at Halloween, and on their website, this Parfum concentration is no longer available, or well, it's out of stock, because I think it being a limited edition. So there's, can smell a tiny fraction, but nothing to suggest there's any major leakage. So what I'm going to do, because I'm going to open the other one on the other arm, I'm just going to spray. Right, so the immediate thing now, it's like a cherry almond. Now, if you like cherry almond, you're going to love that. It's so fruity in the cherry almond, which to me it's almost like a marzipan but more cherry. And I used to love marzipan as a kid. I may have mentioned that before. I used to sneak into the cupboard at Christmas and take little slices off the marzipan that was for the Christmas cakes. And yeah, so the olfactory system, smelling certain smells and fragrances, they conjure up memories of past. A little bling cup of coffee there, golden. Mochaccino actually. Okay, so yeah, I couldn't, and I'm doing it now, I'm fully aware, is when putting this on in this store, I couldn't not stop smelling. So it was like, just like incredibly immediately addictive, and wanting to experience it more and more. Now, I only put, well, the lady only put one spray on my wrist, which, bearing in mind I was in certain high heat. This was in Chiang Mai, and the heat, even at night, was like 24 degrees. So it lasted probably 5-6 hours before it started to fade, and I can only imagine how this is going to perform in colder weathers. So yeah, very excited to get this back to the UK, and there'll still be a little bit of the winter left to experience this and get an idea of how it performs in the cold. If you like cherry, it's vanilla, it's cherry, but it creates like an almond marzipan effect. Nothing like almond like Pegasus, nothing like that. It's much more sweeter, it's much more edible. Can't take my arm away. I just want to smell it all the time. But look weird walking down the street with my arm to my nose. So that's what I want to do. But I would wear this, but I'm wearing something else. So I'll do the usual 10 sprays of something of that. And I've got a plan in mind, which I'll share in the next unopening, for how I'm going to wear this initially, just as an experiment, scientific experiment. So I don't know what I'm going to try and prove of it. Just how much I like smells more, maybe. However, yeah. So that's that one, Nang Ram, the ghost, the spirit. And I probably needed to bought 2 of these actually, though hey, we'll see. So I'll put that one back in the box. Yeah, I'll get another idea of longevity in hot weathers. It's about 4 o'clock in the evening here, and someone's strumming the guitar by the river, and I just hope their music isn't copyrighted, because yeah, well, it doesn't matter, I don't get paid for these videos anyway, I'm just doing it for fun. So that was Nang Ram. Sorry, a bit more on it. Can't smell any rose. The Agarwood I really like, and the Sandalwood and the Frankincense. I don't pick them up. The prominence here is the cherry and vanilla. So if you like them, same with the rose. I mean, a more refined nose would be able to pick these up, no doubt. Though I like the idea that they're natural alcohols as well. They're not. On close inspection, I'll have a look at what the alcohols are. The writing's so tiny. I like that. That's Nang Ram, and this one is Pride. Now, this I didn't buy straight away, and there's a reason why. Now, there's certain fragrances out there in the community that people do talk about, and they do give quite a lot of credence to. Now, I've smelt some of them, not all of them, but some of the main ones that people do go off. And there's a note that a lot of people rave about, and that note is iris. Now, for me, the iris fragrances that I've smelled, like Prada L'Homme, this is one of the Givenchy's, someone can let me know what that is in there, and some others. I've not really dug them. I've not really gelled with them. Now, I don't know whether it's the headache inducingness that I sort of anticipate when I've smelt those, that if I was to wear them for any prolonged period of time, that's exactly what they would create a headache for me, mainly because of that lipsticky type of smell. And so I've not pulled the trigger on buying any of those. Now, this was interesting. I first smelt it on the card. I'd already bought Nang Ram, and I first smelt this on the card, and again it just smelt like a iris. It's the first thing that hit me. And yeah, so okay, all right, iris. Now I had a chat, and I kept smelling the card, and I was smelling other of the fragrances in the line, and I kept returning to this, and then I kept returning to it. In between smelling Nang Ram, I kept returning to this, and because I just bought Nang Ram and I was smelling this, I wanted to see what the performance was like on Nang Ram. I'd already bought it. I made my mind up. I'll buy that. Yeah, even though I hadn't fully checked out the performance, which is a debatable thing to do, buying a fragrance before fully checking out the full performance of it. I did that before with Armani Stronger You Only, and I loved it, smelling love of it, sprayed it on, it smelled awesome. Bought it just immediately, and then 30 minutes later I'm on the plane and the smell's gone. And I'm like, what can I do? I've opened it, like it's been like, and now it's gone, and every time I wear that fragrance, it just goes, it vanishes before it's even got on me. So I wanted to hold fire on pulling the trigger with these, because 50-60 English pounds for 50 mil, it's plus it's the carrying of these things as well. Didn't want to be overburdened. For me, it was about being practical. Oh yeah, here's the opening. Chatted through the whole, we'll do the reveal again. Right, so pretend you didn't see that amongst that ramble. That is the reveal of Pride. That is it coming out of the closet, Pride. Now, yeah, so not being a great lover of iris, or so I thought, until I put this on. Now, with me keep going back and smelling the card, I certainly bought Nam Yang, and it flashed in my mind, shall I buy them both, because I'm really starting to like this, even on the card. But I held fire and had the lady spray it on me. Now, this is where it happened. It was like this really in a note that I particularly go off at all. Now, there's the opening on that, bear with me, apologies for that, I just had to find the website that this was on. Now, the immediate thing I smelled just then, which I didn't smell in the shop, but was citrus. Now, the notes listed in this are very simplistic. There may be more, though this is off their own website. Is the top notes iris, the heart notes lychee, and the base notes Agarwood. Now, the thing that hit me straight away with this was iris, and I thought, this is just going to be a headache for me. I put it on and I wore it, and the same with Nang Ram, I couldn't stop doing this. It was like I was like that. And phenomenally strong of iris, and it's totally changed my mind on iris fragrances. Now, I've smelt Prada L'Homme, which is probably the nearest I could get to this from what I've smelt. It's the closest similarity, Prada L'Homme and this, yeah. However, I have to say, from my recollection, the several times I've tried to Prada L'Homme to get used to it. This is far more intense. Now, you know, I have nothing to do with these people. It's just, this is a random purchase. Now, if anyone's out there liking Prada L'Homme and you just want it stronger, then there it is. that is just ridiculously strong. Iris. Now, again, it was like flipping more and more. I wore this, the more and more I'm like, wow, Iris is such a beautiful note. My again, I'm not going to wear this tonight. I'm already wearing something, and though my experiment is going to be to wear, not layer this, and I don't know if anyone's ever does this, but because I tried Nangram on there and Pride on there, what I'm going to try and do is just spray half of me body here with Nangram and half of my body here with Pride, yeah, rather than layering them, and see if I can have a double experience, not them mixed together but separate, but joining in the atmosphere, and see what happens. It might be abysmal, it might fail miserably and not work at all. However, my experience of wearing them on each arm was just a pleasure to that sweet side of the sense, the olfactory sense, and the floral iris, and I was just getting like pleasure of either sides. So yeah, because they both bring different things to the table. This is utterly, just overwhelmingly beautifully sweet, not sickly in the slightest, which surprises me. Like things like Paco Rabanne 1 million, I can't stand it. It's too sickly. Other fragrances too sickly. This is so sweet, but it is by no means sickly in the slightest. It's just so moist. And this, then the other side, you've got this soft, cool, almost powdery, just floral, fragrant iris. Both of these, I believe, have Agarwood in, and I'm, you know, a big fan of oud and woods and Agarwoods and Agarwood. Though it must be very subtle. Very subtle. Again, it might be something that works better in colder weather to be able to pull those notes out. Heat and oud for me, and maybe it's my skin composition. It diminishes on my skin for some reason, and I don't know why. So yeah, again, looking forward to trying this in cold weather. I imagine this is a killer in the winter and spring, cold spring. This, yeah. So I'm sort of sold now on iris and lychee. I do like the old lychee. This, I would probably, I can definitely have some wears on it on its own. However, I'm probably gonna, when I do wear it on its own, or after a while, I'm probably gonna layer it with oud, some natural raw oud, because I can just imagine the oud underneath really strong, with this on top emanating, projected. I think there's potential there, yeah, for absolute killer. Same with this, actually. It's probably worth trying a bit of oud under that. The lady said that they use authentic Thai oud in this. It's not synthetic, and that might be why I'm not smelling it. Not because it's not in there. It's probably because of the price. It's not a cheap component to using fragrances. So yeah, it's probably almost certainly in there. I'm sure I'm not making that up. However, how much they've put in there, but it doesn't matter because you've got these just beautiful emanations coming from both of these. So yeah, I don't know if anyone else has experienced this house. If you have, I'd love to hear your feedback. They do have a bestseller, a signature scent, which the lady said that's the number one, hands down. Now, I did try it. Well, I tried it on the paper, and I did have a little wristwear on it because so I had to go back and buy that because I wore it all night. I got obsessed, and I thought, no, I have to go back and buy this. So I took the flipping ride back out there and yeah, purchased it. I don't know what the woman thought, I don't know if they understand what obsession means around this stuff. So yeah, no, it just left such an impression. So yeah, these two, please let me know if you've had any experience with this. I don't know if these guys ship into outside the UK, outside of Thailand. I'll have a quick look. Okay, yeah, so sad news, I'm just reading on their website at this time, Journal still doesn't have a policy to export products because we need confidence in regards to the quality of the shipment, tax regulations, as well as other factors, which is sad. So if you do know anyone in Thailand who could pick this up for you, or if you're fortunate enough to be out visiting this way, then yes, yeah, and you do like fragrances, obviously. Check them out. I'm sure there'll be one in there you're not disappointed with, and many of them are crossover, so they're unisex. Yeah, phenomenal. There's not much in the way of write-up of them on Fragrantica. I might even put something on there myself, just to give them a little heads up, a little boost up, because these two killers, absolute killers. So hope you enjoyed that. If you stuck with it, I've got a couple more coming out soon. So I've just been so hectic, and lots of misfortunes happened in my own personal circumstances. I'm not making excuses, but I'll try and get back to some regularity with videos and putting them out there. And if there's any suggestions what you'd like to see, or things you enjoy or don't, let me know. It's always wanted to try to do different things. And yeah, I'll thank you again for your time spending with me, and yeah, I hope you're creating value in your life and environment, and I'll say Tonka.